Hello there everyone, and welcome to your weekly MTA plan work video for the Queens Subways and the Long Island Railroad for the final weekend of October 2019. So this will be for the weekend of Friday, October 25th, 2019, and lasting until Monday, October 28th, 2019. So as always, we're going to get into a lot of stuff. Some of this stuff is repetitive from last week, which again, this is all part of New York City Transit President Andy Byford's Fast Forward plan. So once again, the plan is still in effect. We still have this work going on, so it will get repetitive, but it has to get done. If it doesn't get done, then there's no leadership being provided. And that's Andy Byford's job, and that's what he does best. Before we go on to the presentation, the official plan work sources are from www.mta.info, MTA's Weekender website, and the MTA's email notification system. So that being all said, let's get into this week's, and of course, the last PowerPoint presentation for October 2019. On the 7th, once again, we will have work. October 25th for the 28th, Friday, 11:45 p.m. to Monday, 5 a.m. Once again, we will have track maintenance that will be taking place between Flushing Main Street and 111th Street. Free shuttle buses will replace 7 service. 7 service will run between 34th Street Hudson Yards in Manhattan and 111th Street in Queens. Free shuttle buses will run between 111th Street and Flushing Main Street. You can transfer between trains and shuttle buses at 111th Street in Corona. Let's get to the N line. October 25th, Friday, beginning at 10 p.m. N trains will run local in both directions between 34th Street Herald Square and Canal Street because of signal improvements. Now, very quickly, I didn't add this in the presentation, but I highly suggest to check the Weekender's website because there's going to be a major service disruption between Brooklyn and Manhattan this weekend on the Q. In fact, come to think of it, you know what I'll do for you all? Instead of the Weekender, I just thought of it. I will give the notification I got from the email notification system in the description below. So if you click on that link, it'll give you very important information on the queue because it is very important that we discuss that because, of course, I want to mention that there's going to be major track work on the queue this weekend. That's all I know. I don't know what it is specifically, but it is work. It's plan work. They plan ahead, and that's why it's called plan work for a reason. Also, quickly want to mention something about the end. I also didn't bring this up in the PowerPoint here, but this is until spring of next year because of flood protection. N trains will not run between 86th Street in Brooklyn and Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue. So this is going to take place until the spring of 2020. I do not have an exact month because the reason why we only know the exact month for the L project was because Governor Cuomo back in September officially announced when the project would be done. So if it's coming from the governor's mouth, then we have to believe Governor Cuomo on that front. But until then, this is the only information I can give to you all because there will not be a specific month. But when there's a press release regarding it, I do want to read it because some weeks in this video I will read some important press releases, but none that I want to read this week. Nothing very important because it's just about the bus lanes, and I don't want to get into that. So let's continue on. The 26th to the 27th, Saturday, 3:45 a.m. to Sunday, 10 p.m. Because of track maintenance. Brooklyn bound N trains will run express from Ditmars Boulevard to Queensboro Plaza because of track maintenance. For service to 30th Avenue, 36th Avenue, 39th Avenue, and Broadway, you can take the southbound N train to Queensboro Plaza and transfer to a Ditmars Boulevard bound train. Once again, very quickly want to remind everybody that in December, Astoria Boulevard, we're talking about Plan Astoria Boulevard, not Astoria Ditmars, but Astoria Boulevard will be reopened to the public. So we have to wait it out until December. But it looks like the way things are going, it should be done on time. And hopefully when there is a press release, I will read that. Quick reminder, W trains do not run on weekends. So quickly want to discuss that. For the L train, once again, don't really want to get into it. It's just the same repetitive thing. We all know the deal for the L line. Not going to get into it, so just quickly want to mention here is the L line. This is all you need to know with the L. The M train, not going to get into that again. Do apologize. This should be going faster, but apparently not. But we know what's going on with the special weekend M service. Good news on the R. No work on the R line, so that is fantastic. Now let's get to the E train. So we have more signal modernization again. But here's the catch. It's going to be all over Queens. So unlike last week, between Jackson Heights, this is going to be a whole different week. Once you go past Jackson Heights, you are going to be running local. 26th, 12:01 a.m. to the 28th, 5 a.m. Because of signal modernization, E-trains will be making local stops in both directions in Queens. October 25th for the 28th, Friday, 11:45 p.m. to Monday, 5 a.m. Because of track maintenance, E-trains will be running along the F line between West 4th Street, Washington Square Park, and 21st Street, Queensbridge. No E-service at Queens Plaza, Court Square, 23rd Street, Lexington Avenue, 53rd Street, 5th Avenue, 53rd Street, 7th Avenue, 50th Street, 42nd Street, Port Authority, 34th Street, Penn Station, 23rd Street, and 14th Street. Free shuttle buses will run between Court Square, 23rd Street, and 21st Street, Queensbridge, stopping at Queens Plaza. Travel alternatives, not going to get into it again. I'll just leave it here. That way you all know what you can do here. So you do have your options, of course. F train will be running local again because of track maintenance. So we have it from the 26th to 28th, 12:01 a.m. Saturday to Monday, 5 a.m. So nothing new here. Once again, you have to get it done. And if you don't get it done, then years later, it's going to be a big regret. And we'll have problems down the road. So it has to be done now. Now, on the A and the C, here's something interesting here. October 25th for the 28th, Friday, 11:45 p.m. to Monday, 5 a.m. Now, this is going to be a problem. Uptown A and C trains are going to be running express from Canal Street to 145th Street because of electrical improvements. Now, this is a big problem for people who have to transfer from the E train to go to the stations that are not going to be stopping along the E line. So, what I would recommend to do this weekend, and I know many people are going to hate me for saying this, but if you do have the option of going to the 1, 2, or 3 lines from 14th Street, folks, that's your best alternative this weekend, because I don't know what else I could recommend. I really don't, because I'll just very quickly look at the 1 line. Okay, so the 1's not impacted. How about the 2? No 2 and 3 in Brooklyn. Okay, so thankfully, the 2 will be going to South Ferry this weekend because of station improvements in Brooklyn. Okay. What about the 3? Alright, excellent. So, again, folks, please, Best alternative to get to 8th Avenue stations this weekend is just to use the 1, 2, or 3 trains. That would be my best suggestion. I'm going to go on the record and say that. So if you are using the E train, you can get off at 6th Avenue and 14th Street. So again, that's 6th Avenue and 14th Street. And what you can do is, there is a way you can transfer to the 1, 2, or 3 train. So let's say you need to get to 23rd Street by 8th Avenue. Thankfully, it's only one block. Let's say you need to get to 34th Street by 8th Avenue for any weird reason. The good news is you can still get to Penn Station. And as far as the Port Authority, the good thing is you do have that option. 50th Street, I know for a fact that if you do need service to 50th Street, the one train does have a station on 7th Avenue and 50th Street. So, I'm going to go on the record and say that right now. That is, again, 50th Street. So, again, you do have your options of the number lines. You do have your options. So, keep that in mind. Because, again, I know this very well about 14th Street on the F line. You can do that. You have that option. But, I will say this. If you are going to go downtown for any odd reason, I will say this right now. You're not impacted. So that's good over there. And again, I do apologize about that other slide, but I want to be correct with everybody for your travel alternative if you need to get to 8th Avenue stations. Once again, please folks, urging you, make sure you're aware of this A and C line work if you are coming from Queens this weekend. Just take the number lines 1, 2, and 3 at 14th Street. You can transfer from the 14th Street 6th Avenue F train station. No work on the J. And no work on the G. Not going to get into this again, but we all know the deal. Once again, this was all done by Andy Byford, so thanks to him for getting this project done. Very quickly for the Long Island Railroad, due to East Side Access work. And this should be the last weekend, unless I am wrong. I could double check the October committee book if I need to delete this. But I'm 100% sure that this is, of course, for this weekend. Due to East Side Access work, some schedules are adjusted for this weekend. So, with that, I'm going to wrap up this weekend's presentation. Thank you all for watching. Until the next one, please take care.